All right, let's ask the angels, saints, and ancestors enter our space for divine guidance with messages for our highest and greatest good. So it is and so it will be. High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. So either you are expanding your wisdom and knowledge, you could be sharing it, you could be studying, you could be connecting with your higher self. So let's see what your higher self wants you to know with the Four of Swords. Okay, I feel like this is you going within for guidance. Okay, you're not looking outside of yourself for information. You're going within, you're tapping in. Okay, let's tap in. Okay, Spirit, let's see what their higher selves wants them to know. Nine of Wands. I feel like this was all part of the plan. Right? Nine of Wands is like, this was a catalyst. Whatever position you find yourself in or found yourself in, it was so that you could see things from a higher perspective, to gain something. Like you gained something from what you're experienced. You gain like a higher perspective, a higher vantage point. Sometimes the nine of Wands means like the wounded warrior. And I'm getting that you don't see yourself as wounded, all right? But through that process, you may have done some healing. You may have taken the necessary steps, okay, so far, and now you're in a position to maybe work with others, help others because of what you've experienced, okay? So sometimes what we experience in life is actually for us, okay? So it's a bit of that. Okay, we have the Devil here. And so what I'm getting is this very much could be collaborating and working towards something that is going to help others free themselves from fear, anxiety, suffering. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords and we have the Strength card. This is cutting out things that no longer serve you, speaking your truth, having a clear knowing, very insightful, very intuitive, as well as having strength and courage and patience. Also, like sitting back and watching things play out naturally is also a gift. And then the Queen of Swords is very wise, so you might identify with being like a wise soul. I'm also getting that whatever you experienced helped you with some sort of mastery. It's a skill in which you were able to balance your pride and ego and align with your higher self. So it's kind of like, this is a bit of like integration here that's playing out. Let's see. The Moon, intuition, the subconscious mind. So this is about how you've mastered your subconscious mind, and fear is no longer something that you deal with, okay, because you've mastered the skill, okay? You're able to see through the illusions of fear. You're able to tap into your intuition and gain higher wisdom and knowledge. You may even like hold on to it, speak it. You're in charge of it. This is someone who's in charge, okay? They're not looking for someone else's direction, okay, in that sense. And there's this like mountains and eagles in the background. And then, you know, there's this confidence that comes with this like inner trust and knowing as well. Queen of Swords has strong integrity, speaks the truth. She's a truth speaker. He's a truth speaker. I also have something new or some sort of offer over here with the Page. We'll see. There's like planting a new seed, starting something from scratch, having to kind of maybe wait and watch this seed grow. Maybe there's a bit of having to reflect even, gain guidance, tap in like we were talking about, receive some sort of enlightenment, oneness even, a bit of surrendering to the process, okay? There is an enlightenment process playing out, and I'm getting like this patience this devotion, this sitting back and letting things play out is divine guidance in its own right. And as a result, you are open to receive this because you have surrendered to the process. Okay. And then I have a Six of Swords. So this is telling us a little bit about moving from something towards something else. So this is, you're waiting for clear direction, or you're waiting to make a move of some kind. There could be information, details pending as well. And that's why you're in potential hangman position. So it's like you might, whatever's kind of on its way to you, it's kind of like there might be a waiting period, like divine timing energy almost. But I feel like it's not far off. If you've been kind of like waiting for guidance, receiving guidance that something new is on its way, I'm letting you know that it is, okay? And things are in transition, okay? I'm getting like moving from one to another. Six of Swords is like also leaving the pain and suffering behind and having a mindset of like, okay, I'm going to use this to my advantage. Okay. This is a bit of like, alchemy when it comes to the mindset. It's like you're going from one perspective to another. And there's this like development. It's, a bit of like, okay, you're out of the rough seas. It's almost like you can come down now, right? There's a bit of like, okay, like things are settling. Things are becoming more peaceful. Seven of Wands. So this talks about having to remove obstacles. Maybe you're receiving some sort of guidance that's going to help to chart a new path, chart a new direction, maybe receive resources, support, something that is going to help with the building of something. This also could be protection. This also could represent like assistance. Someone might be, I feel like this could be like a bit of like things are still being built, like put together. Like it's not finalized yet. So if there's any kind of plans here, there very much could still be things being worked out. Okay, there's the High Priestess, bottom of the deck energy. So this is like letting you know that like this is all playing out in the background. You may not have all the details yet, but know that it's being worked on. Okay. Okay. Seven of Cups. I feel like there has been some sort of confirmation here with the Seven of Cups in the reverse and the Three of Pentacles. I'm getting it has something to do with a decision, or this is something that only you could, that is only for you, or something like that. Maybe you were selected out of many for this opportunity or for this collaboration. High Priestess energy. Maybe there's no illusion to that. Okay. So yeah, so maybe there's a bit of clarity here that's coming together. Okay, bit of clarity. Seven of Cups. It's, you know, so, sometimes the Seven of Cups means options, illusions, confusions, and also like the earthly pleasures. Okay, maybe what you work on, whatever you focus your energy on, isn't about earthly pleasures or, you know, the 7 deadly sins, if you will. Okay, so I feel like there's what you do brings clarity instead of confusion. I'm also getting that. So maybe you're meant to bring clarity to others who otherwise would be only in the dark. Okay, kind of like the programming, right? I'm getting like programming. You're helping to maybe make a difference when it comes to that, or just having some ability to share clarity in some way. Free people from the illusions, right? Four of Cups. I feel like good things are worth the effort. And there might have been some energy that didn't really evaluate things properly. There's this like swift energy. Like there's maybe some communication or something. Somebody might want to communicate. You may be like, when is this, like, is this ever going to happen? You know, I'm bored out of my mind over here. Hurry up. I don't know. I feel like there could be a bit of, you know, anticipating this coming in and, you know, maybe it's happening when you're not looking. I'm not sure. I'm getting like you're going to receive more information when you're not focused on it is also what I'm getting. Because this person is like ignoring the cup that's being held out. So, you know, I feel like there are a lot of other things that you're meant to kind of like focus on now. Oh, all right. And then with this Knight of Swords, I'm getting, you may even like feel some sort of way when this comes in. Okay, you might be like, oh, is this for real? Like, can I trust this person? Is this person trying to play a game with me? Like, you know, there's a bit of like, interesting, the Queen and Knight. And then the Lovers, we just got the Lovers over the Strength card. I feel like this is about be patient, okay? Good things are worth waiting for. Okay, this person is going to speak truth. This person is also going to come correct. All right, I'm also getting this person's coming correct. All right, I'm getting with the Knight of Swords is someone who speaks truth, has integrity, wants the same things that you want. So I'm also getting with the Lovers, like, is open to receive divine guidance and information, download, that kind of you know, that kind of thing. I feel like this is a king wanting his queen as well, even though it's a knight. This might very much be someone that protects you as well. All right, let's get one more minute after the Lovers. We're going to clarify the Moon. Okay. Empress. Yeah, this person is not messing about you. Okay, I feel like, you know, there was maybe some illusions at one point, but I feel like there's clarity now. Okay, I feel like somebody has clear knowing now. All right, or someone's holding some sort of information. All right, so I feel like that's coming. And then I have the Empress clarifying the Moon. So this is like goddess energy. All right, this is like creator energy. This is like strong, like super intuitive energy. Someone who is meant to create. Okay, there's energy coming in here so that the Empress or Emperor can do what they came here to do, you know, flip it, switch it. But I'm getting like, this is about creating that new life, that new experience, that legacy, that, you know, happily ever after energy. I feel like there's an energy coming in that is meant to co-create with you. And that's what I'm picking up on right now. 10 of Cups, the Lovers, the Empress. Yeah. All right, what else we got? The Hierophant. Okay, so this is a spiritual union of some kind. High level commitment. Maybe this is, you know, being kind of guided by a higher power as well. Let's see. We have the Three of Swords. So this very much could be something that you're helping to maybe nurture or assist or support others with when it comes to heartache, betrayal, deception. Maybe because you two have gone through this process, you're able to provide some sort of support, some sort of guidance. And I'm getting that this is part of your purpose. This is what you signed up for. This is what you volunteered for. So whatever your experiences were, they helped to prepare you to do what you came here to do, which is to help others through what you've experienced in life. So it's oftentimes your purpose ties to your experiences in life. So if you're kind of like, oh, you know what, like, what's my purpose? Maybe look at what you've overcome in your life and see how there might be a common theme. That is a great way to know what your purpose is. And that is truth. Yeah, I feel like there's clarity, there's insight, there's guidance, there's laws above man. There's a way to go from, you know, the pain and suffering to the enlightenment and the joy and the emotional fulfillment. There is this need to understand that there's two sides to everything. It's not always like poor me. A lot of times it's for me. And so I feel like there's a point in understanding that like what doesn't serve you will be removed so that something else does. All right. And, you know, with the Ace of Swords, this is like heavy, like divine intervention here. This is like the truth of the creator. This is also like the polarity of things. Like there's two sides to a sword and both of sharp. Okay, they both are sharp. And then I have a transformation here. So there was a need for someone to transform. It was part of their plan. Okay. And so there may need to have been like some sort of ego death, some sort of initiation, some sort of awakening, if you will. And sometimes, you know, we go through a dark night of the soul and we go through our spiritual awakening. It's for the sake of transformation. Okay, awesome. You have transitioned. Did I get a flipper? I did not get a flipper. I saw the Emperor saying hello. Queen of Wands. This helped you to step into your spiritual authority and power and to create your desired reality here. Queen of Wands is very magical, mystical, empowered, motivated, and inspiring. So you may tap into your artistic, creative side here. There might have been energy here that, you know, realize that you did have a talent, and they may have tried to create some sort of blockages from, you know, you being able to tap into that talent. I feel like there's been this redirection. Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, and the Tower. All right, so there's energy here that is watching you from afar and possibly experiencing a tower, and they very much could be in energy. This couple dealing with the tower here is what I'm getting. They could be dealing with their own emotional responses here. I feel like I feel like somebody was very envious and jealous of you, Queen of Wands, if this resonates with you being in this energy, or it can be masculine too. But I'm getting like this is jealous and envy. And I'm getting like maybe somebody thought that they took something from you and gained, but come to find out like their plots didn't plan out. Someone's plots and plans didn't really pan out. Okay, I feel like there's towers here, you know, indicating like, you know, an end, like a very strong ending to something that was, you know, not bueno. No bueno here. Five of Wands. Yeah, I feel like there was energy that tried to put you in competition, compete with you, maybe even send you drama. I feel like whatever you were up against, you prevailed, okay, regardless of what you're up against, okay? You prevailed. All right, what do we got here? Yeah, there's this real, like, there's the Page of Wands is like wanting a new beginning or being in fear of someone wanting to return back to somebody. Or maybe someone thought that they won a prize, but they just found out they did not. There's this like, you know, wanting to create some sort of inability for somebody else. King of Cups, Queen of Cups, okay? And then I have the Chariot. But I feel like you overcame everything they sent your way. Your perseverance, your ability to overcome and stay devoted and committed and move on and away from this energy is what you were directly guided to do. Okay, so you are living according to spiritual law. This energy regrets investing in the things that they have invested in. Okay, and they're reaping what they have sown. Okay, they gave behind someone else's back, and as a result, it created some sort of betrayal. But what I'm getting is like, this is happening to them now. So now they're gaining the perspective that you had. Okay, so they're realizing what it feels like to be on the receiving end. And that's the Tower, right? Two of Cups. Yep. And they're also going to watch you have a divine counterpart and divine union come in. They're going to watch this from afar. And this divine union is protected. So let them watch. Show them. It's like, show them how it's done. Okay? Show them how it's done. You're definitely being an example. And you hold the light. And the light wins. And I'll see you guys on the next reading.